Today it is the NASCAR the NASCAR NAPA Auto Parts Cup Series. Here today from Montreal for the NAPA Auto Parts Cup Series 62. This is the second attempt at the stream. Let's hope this one lasts longer than the last one. We've got 7 drivers here ready to go for this race, and that is streaming. So we should be good to go now. So yeah, let's get right to it. Qualifying is on right now, and we're slowly but surely getting through that. As time continues to tick by, everything looking good so far. So let's put this live, and hello. Here we go. All right, so Drew Hutchinson is the first driver to put a lap up on the board. And I will go in and fix this catastrophe right now. So we've got plenty of action for you here today. It's 23 laps. Around this racetrack. Let's go back in here. Here are a couple more. Drive-through with a 146. That's kind of surprising. Hubbard on the pole for now. We've got about 1:30. I will go out and retire so I can move this along just a little bit faster. And this is not what I wanted to do. Okay. So hopefully everybody is having a great weekend at this point, because mine is interesting right now, with everything basically just crashing around me at this point in the stream. So let's go to Video Manager, and still 51 seconds left in qualifying. I don't know what it is doing here. That I can delete. This I can delete. And this is what's live. Okay. All right. 23 seconds still in qualifying. Waiting for the clock to wind down here as we get ready to go racing here at Montreal. And 8 seconds now. Closing in on the final couple. Still waiting. There's the end of qualifying. So now it is time for the race. You can see that there are 7 drivers, excluding the 4 and the 34, that are going to be here for this event. You can see the field coming down here. Jason Hubbard on the pole. Trying to find a decent camera angle to show you the field. And it doesn't look like there is one, so we'll go with Farchet. Yeah. This one. Okay. So I need to go out and retire. All right. Wonderful.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engines!
All right, so the engines come to life here at Montreal, and we will go down through the starting lineup for today's race. As you can see, Jason Hubbard is on the pole, followed by Drew Hutchinson in the 2nd spot. And then we've got drive-through in 3rd in the 77 Dodge, and the 85 of James Bowles in the 85 Dodge. Sitting in 5th is the 4-time winner this season, Travis Rallone. Trying to add win number 5 to his season. He starts from 5th in the 00 Chevrolet. Running in 6th, last week's winner at New Smyrna, it's Christopher Rowan in the 22 Dodge. I don't expect for him to be in this race much long. And in 7th is David Alvarez in the number 78 in the Black Furniture Row Chevrolet. The field coming around, they're going single file right now as they go around this racetrack, and pretty soon they will come up to speed and get to go racing here at Montreal. The field coming down and through. Jason getting up onto the curbs. Penalties will be reviewed by our official Adria Fitzy, who is back this week. Pack still single file as they make their way down the stretch. Jason almost bump drafting the pace car down this portion of the track. As we get one step closer to the hairpin, one of the toughest points on the track. This is arguably the toughest spot in the track. There's a little dip there if you go off course, and it really tears up race cars. It's going to make it tough on these guys here today. Now they make it down this curve here, rather, and they will come down through the trees, and here is where they come out to the hairpin. 90-degree turn, and then they'll get double file here on this straightaway. And speeds, they'll reach 170 miles an hour before stomping on the brakes for the final chicane. And then coming around to see the green flag. So the field will now bunch up, and we will get ready to go here in Montreal. The field comes down through the final long stretch. Traveling at a whopping 50 miles an hour. The pace car will go straight. Pit road is the straight shot through the chicane, and the field will take the hard right through the chicane. Pace car, there it goes off through the chicane, waiting for the green flag to start. We're glad you're watching. In the NAPA Auto Parts 62 at Montreal is green. Drive-through, blows by on the outside, he gets turned! There's contact going into the first corner! Drive-through's into the tire barrier! They stay green, side by side for the lead. Bulls on the inside of Hubbard. Now Bulls almost gets turned. Bulls almost gets turned and goes wide. Big contact there by Hutchinson. Now there's contact. Hard into the wall goes James. Everybody on the brakes, trying to avoid. Now the caution flag is out. Caution flag is out on lap number 1. Drive-thru's car is destroyed. Which means that is a restart by the rules. So now we restart. And we do this song and dance all over again. And I'm really regretting making it a full pace lap.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engines!
So the cars come to life again.
All right, everybody, just like what we talked about.
And everybody takes off down the front stretch. They'll go another full lap before we go green here at Montreal. So we will step aside and let the cars go around the racetrack. And we'll come back just in time for the green flag. You're watching the ORL of Montreal. field is now making their way down towards the hairpin. Here it is right here, and once they get through here, they will double them up, go through the chicane, bunch up, and then they will go green, and hopefully they'll make it past the start-finish line this time. Who knows what's going to happen here? Field comes down the stretch. Double file. Ready to take the green flag. The second attempt at the green flag here in Canada, just moments away. Pace car is in. Field is through the chicane. Down the front stretch they come. And once again, the green flag is out. We'll try it again here at Canada. They really spread out going into turn one. 3 wide, drive through, trying to hold his line. Hutchinson now on the inside of Hubbard. He takes the lead. Drive through gets pushed wide by his teammate Bowles as they're off through turn 2. Around goes Travis. Travis is able to keep the car going straight. The caution should not fly for that. And now we're still going. Hubbard, Hutchinson for the lead. Hutchinson out in front. Hubbard trying to close. Oh, drive-through, overdrives it. He gets into Jason. James has to slam on the brakes. No caution. We stay green. Drive-through with a big slide. He takes second away, and here comes Alvarez with fourth. Looking for third as James gets really sideways. Hutchinson driving away from the field. Everybody just taking it easy as Hubbard gets really sideways. He's going to lose fourth. David makes the pass. And now, into the hairpin. Oh, James is in the wall. James goes off course and hits the tire barriers. We will stay green. Down the long stretch. Headed to the chicane. We'll see if everybody can make it through cleanly. They will for now. Drew Hutchinson will lead the first lap. Into turn one again. Hutchinson goes really wide. He goes off course even. And drive-through takes the lead off turn 2. David also goes wide. Jason will take third away. And Chris is already retired. Oh, Hutchinson gets turned around. Off the bumper of Hubbard. Sitting in the middle of the racetrack. Where's the caution? Look out, James. Caution, there it is. Caution flag does come out. Big damage. Pit road will be open this time. As now we take a look. Whoa, Travis, where's he going? Let's take a look at what happened. First, we go back a lap. And we look and see what happened to James going in to the hairpin. Trying to make the pass on Jason, just goes to the outside. And then Hutchinson goes wide in turn 1, loses the lead. Comes right back down. Here comes Jason. And Hutchinson, oh, just gets run into the backup by Jason. Here's another angle. Nope, maybe not. Just right there, you can see the contact made. And around he goes. In the meanwhile, he tries to turn around. Here comes the 85 of James Bowles. Whammo. Nowhere to go. Pits are open. The top two stay out. That's Hubbard and drive-through. And everybody else coming down pit road. Obviously, the last two cars, they have damage, so it makes sense that they're coming down. So the field, under caution here at Montreal on lap number 2. 2 laps in the books for a crash involving James and Drew Hutchinson. 2 laps complete. Drive-through has now led his first lap of the race. Field will stop coming out of the hairpin. James still the only car sitting on pit road. Everybody else is off pit road, now trying to catch up to the rest of the field, as they're now one turn away from the chicane, or rather further from the hairpin. We will get going here with this one. They're now into the hairpin. And that is where they stopped. And there are 2 more, 3 more just waiting on James, and he's almost there. So we are almost now ready to go green. As James now comes in through the hairpin and the field rolls off. And Alvarez is getting a penalty, so he is going to EOL here. 6 cars left remaining in this one. 2 laps complete. This time by, we will complete lap number 3, which means we will have 20 laps to go here in Montreal. And now they've made their pit stop, but it doesn't mean that they will make it on fuel for sure. Still not quite sure what the fuel situation looks like for the drivers. But we will find out, as we've got plenty of time left in this one. And the field comes through the chicane. And we will wait for the cue for the restart as he comes down the stretch. And he accelerates. Green flag. We're back underway. Here in Montreal, Canada. Drive-through leads the field off into turn number 1. Hubbard right on his back bumper, looking ever so close, just trying to get The 77 out of the way as he slides. He runs into the wall at the end of turn 2. Drive-thru goes from first to last in one corner, and Jason takes the lead. And now Hutchinson right on his back bumper. They make contact. Hutchinson looks to the inside, doesn't have anywhere to go. More contact. Hubbard now gives him the spot. David extremely sideways, and Hutchinson goes back to the lead. So the car that just wrecked takes the lead away. And drive-thru is way behind. And now a corner that Jason has really struggled with so far this weekend. Gets through it cleanly, as does the rest of the pack. But Hutchinson is pulling away. Trying to get his first win on just, I believe, his second start. Into the hairpin. Jason really locks him up. Oh, David. Oh, the leader's off! The leader's off and into the tires! Hutchinson went off! The leader overdrives the hairpin and runs it into the wall. Hubbard takes the lead away, and we are still green. Hutchinson, the leader, drives it off course. Through the chicane they go. Everybody gets through cleanly. Lot of damage on that 97 car. As here's Travis Rolone looking to the inside for second. And drive-thru trying to cross over in turn 2. They all hang on to it. Down the stretch looking for turn 3. Travis moves out of the way. Lets drive-thru take the spot. Through turn 4. And out through turn 5 they go. Up to 6 and 7. Here's 6. And here's 7 as Bowles gets sideways. Drive-thru cuts underneath. Drive-thru takes second away out of 7. To turn 8. And 9. James right on his back bumper. Oh, man. Travis missed the corner and caught that divot. Here comes Jason. Jason gets through cleanly. Maybe goes a little wide, but he's still fine. Everybody on the brakes. And everybody is able to make it through the hairpin. And now drive-thru sets his sights on the leader, who is Hubbard. Hubbard looking for his first career win. The top 4 have never gone to victory lane in ORL. They're trying to change that today. And with Travis being back there in 5th, that is huge for the rest of the field to try and gain some more points. 5 laps in the books here in Montreal. Jason with almost a 5-second lead. Into turn 1 goes drive-thru. There's the gap. Through the trees again. Good grief. Bowles gets a little sideways. He's got Alvarez closing in behind him. Down through they go. Hubbard's still out in front. He's making his way off to 8 and 9. And drive-thru is off to the hairpin. Jason goes a little wide. Drive-thru gets through nice and cleanly. And James is falling back. Oh, James gets hit by Drew going in through the hairpin. Let's take a look and see where James lost all those spots. Oh. Wow. Just got on the brakes and lost it. Hit the inside guardrail. Drive-through trying to close the gap. We'll see what the gap is here at the line. As Bowles and Hutchinson making contact. Around goes Bowles. Hutchinson will pass him. Drive-through close the gap by about 0.2. Still plenty of time to go here in this one. As drive-through gets a little squirrely there through 3 and 4. Alvarez gets through just fine, as does Rolone. Meanwhile, it's all Hubbard out in front here at Montreal. Followed by the 77 of drive-through, who's really overdriving his car. And he's going to lose time to that 66. David Alvarez running in third. And running in fourth, Travis Rolone, the championship leader. He's got a 210-point lead over the car in front of him. Alvarez will have to go to victory lane at some point this season and keep Travis from getting to victory lane the rest of this season in order to have a chance to win the Cup. We'll see what he can do next week at Michigan before we head back north of the border to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Alvarez slapped the wall there coming out of the hairpin, excuse me. It's still all the 66 through the chicane. Nice and smooth. Let's see what the gap is here at the line. His drive-through has closed the gap considerably. It's now just under 3 seconds. So Hubbard making some mistakes along the way as well here, as drive-through has really cut the gap down as David goes really wide and Travis goes off. Travis went off and he's gone. We have lost the 00 car. Still trying to find him, and he fell through. Ouch. That is big in the points. That is huge. That is big for people like David. Coming to 8 laps complete. Drive-through, trying to get the lead away. And now David's only goal is just to try and keep this thing clean to the end. There's Rolone. He lost all of his spots. So he's now all the way back in 6th, I believe. And he's close to being a lap down. Now 8 laps complete. Ooh, Jason took turn 1 a little wide, and drive-through is closing. Got a little wide there. Drew and James have gotten separated. There's no battles on the racetrack except for what we've got up front between the 77 and the 66. Alvarez is 6 seconds behind this battle. And Travis will fall all the way to 6th after having that connection issue. Really hurts his championship hopes. Oh, Jason is around! Drive-through takes the lead as the leader spins, gets back on the gas. No caution thrown yet, and I don't believe they will. David takes 2nd away. Big championship implications as David takes 2nd. Drive-through will take the lead away. And now drive-through's just got to not overdrive it. Through the hairpin he goes. No caution. Fastest lap has gone to drive-through. As he continues to pull away from the field. 9 laps complete here in Montreal. And Hubbard is coming to pit. Oh, no, he's not. For a second, I thought he was as he gets really sideways. And Travis has gone a lap down. And we're going to fix that scoring error because he should still be on the lead lap for now. As he's off. He's off coming out of the hairpin. Whoa, drive-through really got through there. Sideways. And we'll see if the scoring area gets fixed, as Rolone should still be on the lead lap, but behind everybody else. His drive-through really slides. And there we go. So it's fixed. Travis is a minute and 10 seconds behind the leader. So drive-through is now your leader. And he will come to 10 laps complete. Which means 13 laps to go here in Canada. As drive-through continues to pull away. Gets a little sideways there through turn 2, gets wide. As he's pulling away from David, it's now 8.5 seconds as drive-through's around! Drive-through's around off turn 2 again! Same spot where he did it earlier! No caution! Here comes Alvarez trying to close the gap. Just getting back on the gas has really hurt drive-through. He hangs on to the lead, but now David is right there. Really closing the gap. Driver error has been the message of the day as it continues here at Montreal. And David is really close. Now within 2 seconds. Here it comes. Big run off the corner. Here comes David with the fresher tires. He has yet to do a lap and spin it around. We'll see what he does as they get towards the hairpin now. Down into the hairpin. David keeps it clean, but he got a much better exit than drive-through did. Down the stretch to go. Hubbard is back in this as well. Through the chicane. Everybody gets through cleanly. Drive-through now back into his rhythm. He pulls away a little bit from David again. The gap, just 2 seconds. Oh, as they both go wide! They both go wide! They both go really wide! They hang on to it! David gets sideways! He hangs on to it! Hangs on to second. Jason takes second away. David got sideways a couple of times, and Jason just blew right by him. Well, Jason cuts the corner! And now he's got to let David by. Off to the chicane. Now the hairpin, side by side. David gives him the spot back. David down low. Couldn't get the haul off. And Jason hangs onto the spot, but for how long? And drive-through is gone, pulling away from them. And David looks to the inside. And Jason is pitting. Drive-through hanging on to the lead. He gets sideways in turn one. Hangs on to it. My goodness. 11 laps to go. I think David really slid it through turn 1 and 2. Really laggy. 6 seconds is the gap. It's still all drive-throughs to win or lose. But Travis is pulling away, believe it or not, from the race leader. We'll see if pit strategy has anything on him. Oh, drive-through! Big slide, he hung on to it. David slid through it as well, but not as much. Drive-through gets through clean. David throws it in with a lot more speed, gets a little wide down the stretch. Could we see pit stops? Drive-through on the brakes, locking them up. Drive-through's coming in. David stays out. He's sideways. He almost hit the wall. He's still green. And David Alvarez takes the lead. Pit stops as drive-through comes down onto pit road. There's your race leader. Is Hutchinson gonna stay out? He will not. He comes into pit. Here comes the 85. What's his plan for pit road? Is he going to come in? Yes. So the only cars that haven't pitted are David and Travis. And David is off towards the hairpin now. Drive-through gets off pit road. Alvarez is in. On to pit road. And here's the battle for second between Drive-Thru and Jason. They've got a long way to go to try and catch him. Down the stretch. Off to the bus stop. Chicane. David is still on pit road. This is the battle for the lead. And Hutchinson is still on pit road. They've all been lapped. I think David still has the winning strategy here. So it looks like the 78 is still leading. We'll have to see when things come around. But if that is the case, my goodness. Oh, no, it isn't. This is the battle for the lead right here. Oh, no, drive-through went wide. Drive-through went wide. Had to stomp on the brakes. And Hubbard pulls away. Now Hubbard lost fourth gear. So down this stretch, he will be considerably slower as he has lost fourth gear on that car. That helps out drive-through considerably. As he's going to be redlining from about here all the way down as he has no fourth gear. Everybody slides onto the chicane. And Hubbard is out in front. And a second and a half behind is drive-through. So this is the battle for the lead and for the win. As we're within the final 10 laps. 8 to go. And Jason's really got to be strong here at this end of the track. If he makes one mistake, drive-through will get to him within the next lap, because without fourth gear, he's going to really struggle on that long stretch. As he comes in through this portion of the track, off to one of the toughest onto one of the toughest turns on the racetrack. As they get one step closer to the hairpin. On the brakes. Sliding sideways. Drive-through. Got through it cleanly that time. But Hubbard continues to pull away. Now to the hairpin. I believe this is turn 11. Drive-through right there on him. But Jason gets the better exit. He's still close enough where he could still gain on him. There, Jason's in third gear. Redlining. Drive-through around the outside, onto the brakes, into the chicane, almost contact, crossover move. Drive-through takes the lead away. Jason right on his bumper. This is going to be close, minus that last part of the track. Ooh, a little bit of a screw-up by drive-through, and he gets turned around! Turned around onto the pit road exit by Jason. Jason stops. Hutchinson drives away. He's already 1 lap down, about to be 2 laps down. Jason with the dump for the lead. Jason moved him out of the way, no caution. But now, drive-through is angry. I'm sure of it. Now they approach the toughest spot on the track other than the hairpin. With lap traffic ahead, this is going to be fun right here. Hutchinson goes off, slows up right in front of Jason. Jason's not nowhere to go. Hutchinson almost turns Jason, and now drive-through has to get a by on the outside, and he does just fine to the hairpin. Drive-through drives it in deep. Underneath. Jason with the crossover down underneath. side by side. They make contact out of the corner. Jason sideways almost hits the wall. And remember, with no fourth gear, this helps drive-through, and he's off to the races. So contact for the lead on both ways, and now drive-through is the beneficiary as they head off. Down, into the chicane, into the wall goes Jason. Jason hits the wall again. And drive-through pulls away again. 6 to go. Oh, Jason drove it in wide. Jason drove it in wide, and around he goes. He hangs on to it. Hutchinson takes second away, takes at spot by, but remember, he's 2 laps down. Jason needs drive-through to really screw up, and I don't think it's going to happen. Big slide by Jason there. Hutchinson tried to squeeze him into the wall. Jason hits him. Kept it on the racetrack, though. Off to the toughest spot of the track. And he lets him by. Drive-through needs to have a problem if Jason wants to catch him. Jason goes off! Jason goes off! The second place car goes off going into the hairpin. And he almost gets hit by Hutchinson. Here comes Alvarez into the picture now. And down the stretch he goes. In third gear. Into the chicane. Five to go. Here in Canada. 7.5 seconds drive through over Jason. It looks like the winner today will be a first-time winner in ORL. Travis is in fourth, a minute behind, and probably won't be a factor unless we get a quick caution. We've only had one this afternoon on lap 2 after the restart. So now on road courses, we've only had one caution in 2 races. We went green to checkered at Watkins Glen a couple of weeks ago, and now here in Montreal, we've kept it clean again for the most part, minus that accident on lap 2. We have had spins, but no need for a caution then. As here comes Hubbard. He's got worn tires now after spinning a couple of times without fourth gear. Just trying to wheel it on home. And we'll see if Alvarez will be able to catch him or not for that second spot. If he does, that'll be big in the point standings. And that will allow David to reel in Travis, as David has led a lap here in this one. So now we've got 4 laps to go. Drive through out in front. Although Jason is closing the gap considerably, it's now under 5 seconds. Still just trying to manage his tires and his time to try and reel him in. Jason trying to get his first career win. Same with drive-through. Drive-through has been close so many times. Last week, New Smyrna, he was second going into turn 3 when Travis got into the back of him and spun him, going for second. Watkins Glen got past with 3 to go. Couldn't catch him. Richmond, second, 5 laps to go. Spun, trying to catch again. Travis won again. His drive-through goes off. Lost time. Jason's coming. Jason went off. They both went off in the same spot on the track. Do they have enough fuel? That's another important question, but I think with that stop about halfway through the race, I think they're good to make it all the way to the end. The question now is, can Jason manage without fourth gear and still catch drive-through? You can see drive-through just pulling away. Easily going 20 miles an hour faster than his opponent. Through the chicane. 3 to go. They are catching lap traffic. It is James. The gap. Little closer. Just about 4 seconds now. Jason trying not to overdrive it. Drive-through trying not to underdrive it. Coming to 2 laps to go. This time by. Oh, drive-through's around! Drive-through's around in turn 3! Kept it out of the wall. Jason missed the corner! Drive-through trying to hang on. Both the leaders screw up at the same spot on the track. This race is still not over. Up to the toughest spot on the track. Drive-through sideways. Hard under the brakes. Jason is coming. He wants to get to him. They've already made contact twice for the lead. Will it happen again? And he looks. He hits him. He hits him, but drive-through's able to hang on. Drive-through goes wide. Jason trying to cut down underneath. But without fourth gear, this is really going to hurt Jason's chances. Down the stretch to go. 2 laps to go. This time by. Jason locked him up. Oh, Jason spins. Jason spins and he's into the wall. Jason spins. He hangs on to it. He hit the wall. No caution. We stay green. I think. Waiting for word. There is no call. We stay green. I think Jason's chances are done. Drive-through pulls away again. The gap is over 5 seconds. Jason's around again. David takes second away. That's big in the points. Jason looped it around again. Jason's now into the tires. Jason has stopped it on the track. Avoided D-Ray. Still no caution. Coming to the white flag. And it looks like drive-through is going to be able to hang on to this one. For a second, I was not so sure as Alvarez goes off in that same spot again. Into the hairpin. Out of the hairpin. James went wide. He now goes a lap down. He's in 5th. Jason just cut another corner. Down the stretch. Here comes drive-through. Into the braking zone. Into the chicane. And down the front stretch he comes. White flag in the wind. One more lap to go here at Montreal. The gap, 8 seconds between drive-through and David. Into the hairpin for the final time. Drive-through goes a little wide, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the race in the bag. David is too far back. Drive-through has been oh so close so many times this season. But today in Montreal, he knew a road course was going to be his best chance to get a win. Today, he's proven why he's in this league. Through the chicane. Drive-through gets his first career ORL win. Drive-through wins in his home country. He wins at Montreal. Checkered flag. What a race. First career win. Second career win for Drive-Through Racing Ventures as a big... Oh! Drive-Through just pulled a Carl Edwards. Wait a second, guys. He hit a portion of the track that broke his car. So now the 78 is doing burnouts. I think he's just happy he finished the darn race. Drive-Through's car is abandoned in turn 1. Contact between Jason and Drew after the race. And the 66 comes down and parks next to the 77. Reminds me of Villeneuve a couple of years ago. Jason doing a burnout now, as is the 97. Neither won the race. The the double zero just came across the start-finish line now. I think he went off again. He's driving it in there. Slam into the tires. Still burnouts around the racetrack. The race is over. Drive-Through Racing Ventures gets their second career win. Last week, it was Christopher Rowan. This week, it's Drive-Through. The race is over. Thank you so much for watching this. This has been an insane race here in Montreal to watch. An insane battle that ended just short, with Drive-Through coming out on top for the first time in his career. Thank you all so much for watching today's race from Montreal. We will see you next week from Michigan International Speedway. From all of us here, I'm Jacob Hitz. So long from Montreal.